greenhouse effect as well as their global warming. So we learned about the pollution, all those things, and now we are discussing about greenhouse gases and how does the warming of the earth surface take place. As we already know, due to the cutting of the forest or trees, deforestation, due to the pollutants from the industry, or due to the burning of the fossil fuels, okay, all these things leads to the global warming. Let us discuss what are the things. So greenhouse effect is nothing but progressive warming of the earth's surface due to the greenhouse gases. Now what are those greenhouse gases? Greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbons, water vapor. Now why we require this greenhouse? Greenhouse which keeps the earth warmer so that the organism to live. Otherwise earth would have gone to the minus 18 degrees Celsius temperature, completely at the frozen state. Now let us discuss further what is this greenhouse gases. Now greenhouse gases obtained from where? Water vapor. Water vapor is occurs naturally in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide when we produces naturally by the animals which has been breathed, then plants and the trees absorb carbon dioxide to live. And also volcanoes also produces these gases. Carbon dioxide again, which is not in the same as case of carbon monoxide, because carbon monoxide is different than the carbon dioxide. Then the methane. Methane is comes from the cattle as they digest their food. Along also we can see during the rice field or a paddy field which has been grown, there also you can see a methane producing gases. Nitrous oxide, when the plants are die and they become a decay or a rotten stage, nitrous oxide has been produced. Ozone is a naturally which is occurs in the atmosphere. That means the greenhouse which has been grown from, means they are obtained from naturally. Okay. Now let us discuss about next part, global warming as well as the greenhouse. So what happens here, as the word says, warming of the earth's surface due to the greenhouse. Now they have given an example like a car that has been parked in the sun for a few hours. Now when you see about a greenhouse panel or a greenhouse gas, it is a glass panel, okay, where you can see plants has been grown there. It is a green color glass sheet. So what happens, it doesn't allow the much amount of solar energy from the sun, because the nursery plants which has been grown inside the glass panel, it doesn't require much amount of the solar energy, so that a small amount of the energy which is required from the sun. Now what happens, the heat has been absorbed by the plant and some amount of the heat has been escaped from the panel. In another word we say, a car is there which has been parked from near the hot sun, so that what happens, all the windows of the car has been shut down. So once you go and open the window, you feel like much hot inside. That means it doesn't allow the heat to escape. Okay, this is what things which has been related there. Now let us discuss detailedly what happens to the earth as well as the sun. How does the things take place between these two? Okay, now let us go further. So this picture says about what are the things here you can see. Now earth, sun is there. Okay, this is the atmosphere. These are the clouds of the gases. This is the atmosphere, and this is the earth's surface where you can see clouds of the gases you can see. The gases are nothing but here you can see chlorofluorocarbons, Okay, then methane, carbon dioxide, and the water vapor, all these things are called earth gases. Now what happens here? The same procedure. The earth, sun, the radiation. So radiation in the form of solar radiation. This solar radiation has been taken up by the or absorbed by the gases. Okay, gases along with the clouds along with the earth gases. It has been absorbed and some amount will be reflected back to the atmosphere. During this process this reflection in the form of IR rays. Why infrared rays? Because the heat energy will be absorbed by these gases. These gases like greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, methane, okay, and then chlorofluorocarbons, then all those the greenhouse gases which are present in the earth's surface has been taken up by the solar radiation and it has been reflected back. During the reflection back, this again sends the or emits the radiation again to the atmosphere. This is like a cyclic process where you can see. So sun is going to send the radiation. Again it has been absorbed by the clouds of gases. Again it has been reflected back. During the receiving and reflection, you can see radiation which has been absorbed by these gases as well as their clouds. Okay, and during this process the earth become warmer and this is called as global warming. Okay, why does take place because of this? Why? Because of this, during the burning of the fossil fuels and then due to the pollutants and all this industrial fogs which is going to the atmosphere. So what happens? All these things reduces the gases which are present in the earth's surface and the greenhouse gases automatically comes down. So once it comes down, these amount of carbon dioxide on the earth's surface will be more, so that it is going to absorbed by the solar radiation, so that the warming take place. So we have to control means we have to plant the trees or we have to cultivate the forest, so that the forest or the plants which properly provides the amount of the gases which is required to control the global warming. So hope you understood this. Okay, same thing which I have written here. The greenhouse effect is a naturally occurring phenomena that is responsible for heating of the earth's surface. Without the greenhouse, the average temperature of the surface will be completely at -°C than at the present average of 15°C. This due to these gases, earth will be keep on warming, not much as whatever which is required for the organism to live. If those gases were not there, the earth would have gone completely at -°C. Then the clouds and the gases reflect about 1/4 of the incoming solar radiation and absorb some of it, but half of incoming solar radiation will be fall on the earth's surface. Then earth's surface re-emit the heat in the form of infrared radiation, but some of this does not escape because of the atmospheric gases. The molecule of the gases radiate the heat energy, and major part of which again comes to the earth, heating up once again. Next, carbon dioxide, methane are commonly called as greenhouse gases. They brings about responsible for greenhouse effect. Increase in the level of greenhouse lead to the considerable heating of earth, leading to the global warming. Okay, during the past century, the temperature of the earth has been increased by 0.6°C. Then what are the effect of global warming? So as we already know about, nowadays at the present situation, global warming is completely a more issue nowadays. We can't able to bear a hot sun, hot energy of the solar radiation. Since why? Because ozone is going to be depleted in a condition because of the gases by the pollution. Okay, and then greenhouse gases are not there due to the cutting of the forest. Okay, due to this environmental changes, the things are happening and the earth is becoming warmer. Once the earth completely warm, the polar ice caps, okay, which is started melting, and once it is started melting, the floods are going to take place. The floods is going to take place, and all other problems will be created. So now at the present condition, you may be knowing about the grasshoppers which are coming, the grasshopper families which are completely affecting the field and all those things. It is not a grasshopper things, but it is a family where they are affecting these insects are affecting the fields as well as the environment completely, because due to the environmental changes, and due to this the global warming take place. Okay, so further details you can search in the Google, where how does they are affected, this grasshopper family which has been affected near 2-3 weeks before. Okay, and it is still affecting where the place you can see. Okay, you can see over, you can watch it. Now let us discuss here. Deleterious changes in the environment result in the climatic change. Okay, the same thing, and it is called El Nino effect. This may be asked for 1 marks. Increased melting of polar ice cap, well as the places like Himalaya snow cap. Okay, rise in the sea level that submerge many control area, that is also take place once the ice caps are started melting. The rising in the sea level take place. Once the rising in the sea level, it leads to the people or the area which is present there also get affected. So again, El Nino effect is nothing but it is a warm phase and associated with the band of warm ocean water that develops the central and east central equatorial plane, or an abnormal warming of the surface ocean water in the eastern tropical Pacific, and this is called as El Nino effect. Control. How will you control this global warming? Reducing the use of fossil fuel, that is also a main thing. Improving the efficiency of solar energy usage, we have to improve the efficiency. Reducing the deforestation, of course we have to plant the trees. Promoting the afforestation program, we have to planting the tree. That programs has been done, because in every village and every towns, every city, we have to plant trees. Slow down the growth of the human population, of course due to the due to the population, the human activities, the things are going totally increasing. We have to slow down the growth rate. International initiative to be taken to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases. There are 2 agencies, like government agencies, UNEP, like International like Environmental Protection Act, as well as the some called as Greenpeace. Those things agency has been come for controlling these things, global warming. Please see this video and you can find more.
This is a greenhouse. A greenhouse is a glass structure that allows us to grow plants throughout the year, especially in winter when sunlight is minimum. A greenhouse traps solar energy and heats the interior, while the roof and walls slow the escape of heat. This process resembles the way the atmosphere helps keep the earth warm by trapping solar heat, and hence the term greenhouse effect is used to describe the earth's heating process. Interestingly, Without the greenhouse effect, the average temperature of the Earth's surface would have been minus 18 degrees Celsius, rather than the present average temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. To understand the greenhouse effect, let us see what happens to sunlight when it reaches the Earth's atmosphere. When solar radiation enters the atmosphere, it gets absorbed by clouds and gases. However, about 1/4 of the incoming solar radiation is reflected by clouds and gases. The atmosphere allows most of the radiation to pass through and heat the Earth's surface. The Earth, in return, reflects some of this heat back into the atmosphere as infrared radiation. Most of this long-wave infrared radiation does not escape back into space, as it is absorbed by atmospheric gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone, to name a few. These gases, commonly known as greenhouse gases, then send the infrared radiation back to the Earth's surface, thereby heating the surface again. This cycle repeats several times, thereby resulting in the greenhouse effect. In the last few decades, the amount of greenhouse gases, particularly carbon dioxide, has increased in the atmosphere primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels, coal, and oil. This has resulted in continuous heating of the Earth, which has led to global warming. Did you know that during the last century, mainly in the last 3 decades, the temperature of the Earth has increased by 0.6 degrees Celsius? Scientists believe that this rise in temperature is resulting in odd climatic changes such as the El Niño effect and melting of polar and mountain ice caps. This active melting of glaciers and snow caps will result in a rise in sea level, which could submerge many coastal areas. Global warming may have several adverse effects in future, which scientists are still researching. Since we are aware of the consequences of global warming, how can we control it? By making small changes in our lifestyle, such as reducing the use of fossil fuels, reducing deforestation, optimally utilizing energy, and planting trees, we can help reduce global warming. This reduction in the use of fossil fuels and deforestation will also reduce the amount of greenhouse gases, which are responsible for global warming. International organizations such as United Nations Environment Program and Greenpeace are taking measures to control 2 major environmental issues: global warming and the greenhouse effect. However, global warming and the greenhouse effect can only be tackled if we all actively contribute to its reduction.